So I've tagged myself on doing this blind YouTuber video. I follow a guy by the name of Bjornson. I will link his page down below, who's visually impaired. He lives out in Red Deer, Alberta, fellow Canadian, and he basically does blogging and every day with his family, and he does a podcast. And so I think it's great that people can reach out there for that kind of stuff, and so I've decided to do this visually impaired person's tag and put myself out there.
Question 1. What medical condition caused you to be visually impaired or blind?
So the medical condition I have is called retinitis pigmentosa, or RP for short. Basically, it's a hereditary eye condition that over time can possibly make me go blind.
Question 2. In 3 words, describe your vision.
Can't see well.
Question 3. What is the hardest thing to do being blind or visually impaired?
So everyone's going to have different experiences with what's the hardest thing for them to do. In my case, it's navigating at nighttime or in dark or dim lit places, due to the fact that part of my eye condition comes with night blindness. And basically night blindness just means that you can't really see in the dark. All I really see in the dark is where the lights are hitting and car lights. Other than that, I really can't see people, shapes, forms, shadows, anything of that nature.
4. What is the best part about being blind or visually impaired?
I guess the only benefit, the best part about being blind or visually impaired, is that you don't really see people's faces or their reactions when you're talking to them, so you can truly be whoever you want to be, and you don't have to worry about other people giving you those weird looks or stink eyes or anything of that nature, because you can't really see it, so it doesn't matter.
Question 5. What question do you get asked most about because of your visual impairment?
The question I think that I get asked the most when people found out that I have a visual impairment is, what can I see? Everyone seems to have different experiences depending on their vision level and the type of person they are. I make humor out of my vision loss, and it's the way I've always learned to cope with it. Other people, they don't like to joke about it, and that's the same with all disabilities. But that would be the one question that I get the most of, is like, what can you see? And it's hard to explain truthfully, but we do our best. I do my best.
Question 6. Do you have a cane, a guide dog, or neither?
I have a white cane. I carry it everywhere as I go. Usually I use it like a walking stick, not as the way you should be using a white cane. The proper method of using a white cane would be the 2-tap, which is tapping from side to side, or sliding it from side to side would be the proper use of a white cane. But I will use mine properly if I'm in an unfamiliar place or in the mall when it's really busy.
Question 7. What is one piece of advice you would give to someone who is losing or going to lose or has lost their vision?
One piece of advice I'd give to someone who is either going through vision loss or has recently gone through vision loss or has totally lost their vision would be to own it. There's really nothing you can do about it depending on the disease. If it's cataracts, they can fix that. If it's glaucoma, there's no real reverse treatment. Macular degeneration, retinitis pigmentosa, which I have, there's no fix for those diseases. So it's best to just own it and talk to your friends and family about it. The more they know, the better it will make you feel, and the better it will make them feel when they discuss it, or when you're around them. They won't feel so awkward of, be careful, be kind to the blind person, because they might get mad if you say, can you see that? Did you see that? Look at that. Those are some of the things that sighted people seem to say, and they feel that when they do say that blind people take offense to it. and some do, some don't.
Question 8. What is one piece of advice you would give to a sighted person about interacting with a person who is blind or visually impaired?
The advice I'd give someone who's sighted that encounters someone who's visually impaired or blind would be to treat them like a person. We can't, just because someone can't see doesn't mean they can't do something. Doesn't mean they can't walk across the street by themselves. That's why they have a white cane or they have a guide dog. It doesn't mean that, there's limitations to what someone who's visually impaired or blind can do. For example, reading the phone book. But with technology, for example, voiceover on your iPhone or on any smartphone, we can do those things. So it's not that we can't do them, it's that we have to do them differently. But when it comes to someone who's sighted, never assume that someone who's blind or visually impaired can't do something, and always ask if they need help. Don't just assume that they need help.
Question 9. Why did you start YouTube and or blogging?
I've had my YouTube channel since roughly 2008 when YouTube kind of first started. I was more of a YouTube consumer than I was someone who posted. I do have videos on my channel of different things, just some small projects that I've done for local stuff, and some videos that I've done of myself. Not normally one for posting stuff to YouTube, but I want to get more into it because there are a lot of people that I admire on YouTube that have the courage to put themselves out there and talk about their disability, which I think is great. I follow people that are visually impaired, I follow people that are deaf, I follow people that are in wheelchairs, and I follow people that don't have anything wrong with them. But yeah, I've just started it because it was the thing to do at the time. But hopefully I'll continue on and do more videos.